Have you ever felt like time is running out? Like you're always behind, always late, always chasing something never quite arrives? That constant pressure, that quiet anxiety, that deep feeling of not being enough, it's not just in your head. It's in your mind. But here's the truth. Time is not your enemy. It's not even real in the way you think. Time is a mental construct, a belief system, a lens through which we see the world, but not the world itself. You were not born worrying about time. You were born into a world that taught you to believe in it. Clocks, calendars, deadlines, birthdays, schedules, these things wrapped around your mind until you began to measure your life by seconds and seasons. But what if that measurement is an illusion? The mind is rarely here. It's almost always looking backward or forward. It revisits old stories, old regrets, old wounds. Then it jumps ahead into what-ifs, worries, anxieties, futures that haven't even happened. But rarely does it stay here, in the now. And this is where suffering begins. Because every time you leave the present, you leave your power behind. You abandon the only place where healing, joy, change, and peace can happen. This moment. Your mind keeps you in time. And time keeps you in your mind. It's a loop. And unless you wake up to it, you'll stay trapped living in memories you can't change and futures that don't exist. Think about how many of your thoughts are rooted in the past. I should have. Why did I? They hurt me. Or how many are rooted in the future? What if I fail? When will it get better? I need more time. But the past is gone, and the future? It's just imagination. Only this moment is real. And yet, most people miss their entire lives because they're never fully here. They're mentally somewhere else replaying, rehearsing, regretting. Time is not the clock on your wall. Time is the voice in your head. And that voice? It's loud, it's constant. And it's almost always lying. Because time doesn't actually exist outside of your thinking. Sure, the sun rises and sets. The moon waxes and wanes. The seasons change. But the concepts of yesterday and tomorrow, those are human inventions. Nature doesn't wear a watch. The universe doesn't rush. Only the human mind panics about time. Now ask yourself, what would happen if you let go of that panic? What would happen if you stopped believing the voice that says, you're too late, or you missed your chance, or there's not enough time left? You'd feel peace, deep peace, because you'd no longer be pulled into the past or pushed into the future. You'd just be here. And here's the secret no one told you. This moment has always been enough. When you come fully into the now, you don't just escape time, you escape the trap. The trap of not being good enough, not being healed enough, not being ready. You are ready. Right now. But you've been hypnotized by time. Programmed to believe that the answers are always out there, always later, always someday. And so you wait, and suffer, and delay your life. It's time to stop waiting. It's time to break the mental loop. Because when you release the illusion of time, you return to your truth. A truth beyond years and clocks. A truth beyond fear. You return to yourself. Look closely at your life. How many things have you put off for when the time is right? How many moments have you missed while waiting for a better one? How many dreams are still sleeping inside you because you believed you were too young, too old, too late, too early? The truth is, time has become your excuse. An invisible prison with golden bars. You think you're being responsible by analyzing the past or planning for the future. But often, you're just avoiding the present. And the present is the only place your life is actually happening. Time is the ultimate distraction. It pulls your attention away from what you feel now, from who you are now, from what you can change now. And in doing so, it disconnects you from your power. You begin identifying with your age, your timeline, your past decisions, your success schedule. You say, by 25 I should have this, or by 30 I must be that, or if only I had started sooner. But the soul doesn't operate on timelines. It doesn't care how many years you've lived. It doesn't rush. It only asks, are you awake now? So ask yourself, what am I waiting for? Who told me I needed more time? What if now is the moment I was waiting for all along? You don't need more time. You need presence, and presence is always available. This is not about giving up your plans or goals. It's about waking up from the trance that says you're not allowed to feel peace, to feel joy, or to live your life until some mythical moment in the future finally arrives. Your life is not later. Your peace is not scheduled. Your power is not in the past. Everything is now. When you truly understand this, not just in your mind, but in your being, the illusion starts to fade. You stop measuring your worth by clocks and calendars. You stop running. You start listening. You begin to live by energy, awareness, intuition. You begin to taste freedom, real freedom. The kind that comes when you realize you're not behind, not broken, not too late. You're exactly where you're meant to be, here, now, awake. And that is the beginning of everything. From the dawn of human civilization, wise beings and ancient sages have pondered the nature of time. They understood something most people today still struggle to grasp. Time is not fixed or absolute. Instead, it's fluid, cyclical, and deeply tied to our state of consciousness. In many ancient cultures, time was seen less as a strict line moving forward and more as a circle, a spiral, or a dance. For example, the ancient Egyptians spoke of the Ka, the eternal life force that transcended the bounds of earthly time. Their sacred texts hinted at an existence where the soul moved freely beyond the limitations of past and future. Similarly, in Buddhism, the concept of anicca teaches that everything is impermanent, constantly changing, and therefore, attachment to fixed moments in time is a source of suffering. The Buddha taught that clinging to the past or grasping for the future keeps us trapped in a cycle of suffering called samsara. Even in indigenous traditions around the world, time is often experienced as interconnected with nature's rhythms, the rising and setting of the sun, the cycles of the moon, the seasons, all reminders that time is a living, breathing phenomenon, not a mechanical ticking clock. Yet, as societies progressed, this fluid understanding of time gave way to a rigid, linear model. The invention of clocks, calendars, and precise schedules revolutionized life, but also introduced a new kind of mental slavery. Suddenly, time was sliced into measurable units, seconds, minutes, hours, and people were expected to conform. From the earliest days, children are taught to obey schedules, meet deadlines, and race against the clock. Be on time. Don't waste time. You're late. These phrases echo through homes, schools, and workplaces, weaving the idea into our subconscious. Time controls us. This mental programming forms a deep-rooted loop in our minds, binding us to a sense of urgency and lack. It convinces us that happiness and success depend on how well we manage time, rather than how present we are. Think about it. How often do you find yourself overwhelmed, stressed, or anxious simply because you're thinking about the future? or weighed down by regret because you're stuck in the past? These are symptoms of a mind caught in the trap of linear time. This subconscious conditioning doesn't just make us anxious. It fragments our sense of self. We start identifying with timelines. I'm 25 years old. I should have achieved X. By 30, I must be successful. These mental constructs become cages, limiting who we believe we can be. But the ancient teachings remind us, your true self, your consciousness, is not confined by these mental barriers. You exist beyond the clock, beyond the calendar, beyond the constraints of linear time. The first step to freedom is awareness, becoming conscious of how your mind latches onto past and future, and recognizing when you're lost in those stories. Try this. Notice your thoughts over the next hour. How many are about what happened before? How many worry about what's coming next? Most likely, you'll discover your mind rarely rests in the present. This is where spiritual practices come in. The sages taught methods to anchor attention in the now and dissolve the illusion of time. Mindful breathing is one of the simplest and most effective tools. By focusing on the breath, you redirect attention from mental noise to the present moment. The breath is always now. It cannot be in the past or future. Body awareness is another powerful practice. Feeling your feet on the ground, sensing your heartbeat, noticing your posture. These physical sensations root you in your present experience. Then there is the practice of thought observation. Instead of identifying with every thought, the regrets, fears, and plans, you watch them like clouds drifting across a clear sky. They come and go, but you remain the sky itself, vast, calm, and unchanging. As you cultivate these habits, the subconscious grip of time loosens. You begin to experience timeless awareness, moments where the past and future dissolve, and you rest simply in being. But breaking free from the mental trap of time isn't about becoming passive or ignoring life's demands. It's about reclaiming your power to live fully, moment by moment, and consciously choose your reality from that place of presence. When you live this way, you tap into a deeper creativity, joy, and peace that no schedule or deadline can give. You're no longer a slave to the ticking clock, but the master of your experience. This awakening is not just a concept, it's a transformation of your daily life. You'll notice anxiety fade, decisions become clearer, and your connection to yourself and others deepen. Remember, this journey takes patience and practice. The mind is powerful, and it will resist at times. But each time you return to the now, you reclaim a piece of your freedom. From the moment you wake up each day, you are invited to live beyond the invisible chains of time. But how exactly do you do that? How do you step off the relentless treadmill of schedules, deadlines, and mental noise, and enter a life of presence and freedom? This is the path of conscious awakening, and it starts with understanding that your true self is timeless. Before we jump into practices, let's take a closer look at how deeply time controls us in daily life. We're born into a world structured around clocks. School bells ring to mark the start and end of lessons. Workdays begin and end at specific hours. Even our social lives and rest are scheduled. This constant measuring of time teaches our mind to live in the future or past, always chasing what's next or replaying what's behind. You might catch yourself thinking, I don't have enough time to do what I want, or feeling guilt for spending wasted time relaxing, or anxiety over deadlines and appointments. The mind's obsession with time creates a chronic feeling of lack, rushing, and dissatisfaction. No matter what you achieve, it whispers, not yet, not enough, soon. This mental trap can drain your energy, block your creativity, and disconnect you from joy. Timelessness isn't about ignoring the clock or shirking responsibilities. It's about recognizing that beyond all the schedules and plans, there's a deeper reality, the eternal now. In that now, there is no past regret or future fear. There is only presence. When you live in this awareness, you're not a prisoner of time. You're the conscious observer of time. The ancient masters described this timeless state as pure, being a place where peace, joy, and creativity flow naturally. Every moment is an opportunity to reconnect with the present. Start your day with 5 minutes of mindful breathing. Focus fully on the sensation of air entering and leaving your body. If your mind wanders to plans or worries, gently bring it back to the breath. Several times a day, pause and scan your body from head to toe. Notice any tension or discomfort and breathe into those areas. This anchors you in your physical reality, cutting through mental distractions. Walking, stretching, or yoga done mindfully can ground you in now. Feel each step, each stretch as a direct experience, not a means to an end. Our minds are storytellers, often weaving tales about time that don't serve us. When you think, "I don't have time," pause and ask, "Is that true right now? Am I experiencing this moment fully?" Reflect on how often your thoughts are projections, worries about the future, or regrets from the past. Start journaling these time-based thoughts for a week. Seeing them on paper helps you realize they're just stories, not facts. Change is the only constant. Resistance to this truth fuels suffering. Practice watching a candle flame or flowing water, noticing how it changes constantly, yet remains itself. Meditate on impermanence. Remind yourself daily, this moment will never come again. When you feel stuck, ask, what part of me is resisting change right now? How can I flow with life instead of against it? Rituals are bridges between the mundane and the sacred. Choose simple daily acts, lighting a candle, drinking tea slowly, journaling gratitude that invite you into the present. Use these rituals as anchors whenever the mental rush of time overwhelms you. Gratitude reorients your mind from lack to abundance. Each evening, write down 3 things you appreciated about your day. Feel gratitude not just for big events, but for small details, the warmth of sunlight, a smile, a deep breath. Consider the story of the Buddha under the Bodhi tree. He sat for days, detached from worldly distractions, and entered a timeless state where the illusion of time and self dissolved. Or the tale of ancient shamans who experienced timeless journeys during trance states, moving beyond ordinary time to connect with the eternal. These stories aren't just myths, they're reminders of what's possible when you awaken beyond time. Modern neuroscience supports what the mystics have taught for millennia. When we focus on the present moment, brainwave patterns shift. The prefrontal cortex, the part that ruminates on past future, calms down. The insula and other regions linked to body awareness and emotional regulation activate. This neurological shift reduces stress hormones, increases clarity, and enhances feelings of peace. The mind will resist change fiercely. You may experience restlessness, boredom, or anxiety when you try to stay present. Remember, this is normal. Like any muscle, presence needs training. When you notice resistance, greet it with compassion. Say internally, "I see you. Thank you for showing me where I need to grow." Then gently return to your breath or chosen practice. Living beyond time means embracing life fully without being chained to mental constructs. It means creating space for love, creativity, healing, and freedom. Every moment you practice presence, you weave a new reality, one not defined by fear or limitation, but by expansive awareness and possibility. If you've found value here and you're ready for more deep spiritual teachings, powerful practical tools, and ancient wisdom to transform your life, hit that subscribe button right now. Join our community of awakened souls. You'll get fresh videos packed with insights that will help you break free from mental traps, heal your mind, and live your highest potential. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Your journey to timeless freedom starts today. Let's walk this path together.